Hi everybody! Today I completed the 10-day course of Vipassana online. This course is provided by Yogilab. It's a free course, but if you can donate to the website, it will be better because it will let more people know about the course and they get all the benefits that you do. There are 3 options to do this course. The first option is called the silent Saddhu schedule, where you completely commit to the course in 10 days. This is suitable for someone who can have their own time and their own place because you are not going to communicate with anyone for the whole period of 10 days. The second option is called the spiritual hustler schedule. This is for those who work for themselves or who have a business or whatever that you can manage to complete your task within 3 to 4 hours in a day so that you can commit the rest of your time in a day for meditation. I chose the last one, which is called the workplace warrior schedule, because this is for people who are parenting or having a full-time job. With this schedule, you will practice from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning and then 6:30 to 10 p.m. in the evening. Meditating for many hours is so daunting, so I chose the easiest schedule with the hope that I could complete it. So during the live online retreat, you will be guided to practice the foundational techniques of Vipassana and follow the core principles of the philosophies. It's been widely agreed by all masters throughout all the age of humanity on all continents that our focus creates our reality, that the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. While many people may seek first to improve the outer condition of their life in order to find peace, the truly wise have turned inward to improve the inner environment, purify the mental landscape. When we are able to master our mind using Vipassana meditation, everything will become easier. Our minds become clearer and more focused. We feel more in harmony with our emotions, and we create mental space for ourselves, which melts stress and puts us firmly in the driver's seat of our lives. So Vipassana is the most powerful ancient technique for attaining master over their mind. This works through your complexes, it unlocks your creativity, it's powerful stress management, and it reduces anxiety and depressions. It will help you sleep better than you have in years. You can experience true happiness, peace, and contentment. You can gain greater clarity, focus, and presence. You will have more energy throughout the day. You will dissolve all the negative beliefs and thought patterns. You will understand and overcome addictive patterning. My teacher is David Baker. He's the CEO and founder of Yogilab. He also owns 8 companies and is a multi-millionaire. He said without it, he would have nothing. And he would want anyone to repeat his success. And mentions that Vipassana meditation is the secret the world deserves to know. This is the only thing between you and achieving the state of happiness that all success comes from. The practice of meditation has changed his life from one of poverty, chronic pain, depression, and grief to personal freedoms, abundance, and freedom from suffering. David is dedicated to bringing the practice of meditation to the world today to help everyone transform their life just as he did. His aim is to teach practical meditation techniques in a way to actually benefit people today using straightforward and contemporary delivery. So by the end of this course, all students should have a new skill for life. David has such a beautiful mission. He said he aimed to have at least 1% of the population of 8 billion people in the world meditating, which is only 80 billion people. He believes that the more we meditate, the more balance we achieve and have a better life. And if there are more and more people meditating, the whole world will be more balanced and it will be a better world. I totally agree with him. The world is just a bigger version of our mind. There is no doubt that the more time I spend focusing, the less time I would be shaking, fearful, angry, and reacting. Same work with the whole world, doesn't it? This idea is so persuasive, so great, that I plan to give a hand on letting more people know about this course, either by donating or shouting it out loud, woo, or both. Although this online program carries no financial cost, it's free to join. It does require an investment of your time and effort. You need to invest to focus, time, and attention. The lifelong benefit of learning and practicing the techniques you'll learn over the 10 days are incredible, and the course requires hard, serious work to achieve benefits. So you should definitely join this 10 days online Vipassana meditation retreat if you are suffering from anxiety, depression, addiction, chronic pain, or substance abuse, or you're ready to let go past trauma and harness a deep sense of peace and happiness. You have a hard time focusing or quieting your mind, or you're ready to harness your mind as an ally to creative expressions, or you constantly stress and easily trigger. You're ready to unlock new levels of insight and creativity. You're inspired to foster deeper connection with friends and family. It's a 10-day course, but it has day 0 and day 11. Really, it made 12 to me. Well, I know the course is not easy, so maybe they put 10 days instead of 12 to make it a bit less hard for people like me. I registered this course for about 2 weeks before the course started, so that I had plenty of time to pat myself on my shoulder that I could do it. Just go for it. One part of me saying, no way, I don't want to do it. Another part of me said, oh, my sweet little self, you can do it. Just think of all the wrong decisions you haven't made lately. You need to sharpen your mind. You will benefit so much after this course. Come on, you can get over it. It's only 10 days. That's how I went for it. First thing to do is to put a notice on my Facebook to tell all my friends that I'm going to meditate for 10 days and will be offline. I don't normally report to my friends whatever I do, and I feel a bit awkward to do so this time. Who cares? If they care, they will ask me after 10 days how I went. And if I give up halfway, what would I say? Well, this is exactly what I need. I got to sit through that 10 days in order to have the answers ready. Therefore, I got my sign up on Facebook. Meditation offline for 10 days, and off I went. I'm going to tell you about how I went for the last 10 days. Day 0, it starts from 5 p.m. not 6:30 p.m. It's the hardest sitting. It's 1.5 hours straight of meditation. The guiding was only for the first 2 minutes, then I had to wait for the whole 1.5 hours before hearing the bell. I had never dreamed of sitting in half lotus or lotus position. They would cause me pain in no time, so I just sat cross-legged. However, I experienced tingling badly, and during the sit, I couldn't wait to stop and go straight to the internet and search for the symptom. Also, David said any pain was a challenge for you to bring back to your breath, I had another voice in my mind. Probably blocking my blood vessel is not a good idea, which could lead to permanent injury later. I may regret it. I couldn't stand the pain and kept moving around from the minute 20 feet. My first meditation was broken into pieces, but at least I managed not to leave my seat or touch my phone during that 1.5 hours. My focus was fine. I noticed my kids running around making a lot of noise, but I just focused on my breath. However, lots of thoughts in my mind was a killer. They came and they stayed quite a long time before I remembered to focus back on my breath. I told myself that I am learning to walk and it's normal to keep falling on my first tries. I think I can do it. Day 1, the scariest task is to meditate for 2 hours straight in silence first time when you wake up. I set the alarm for 4 a.m. I slept from 9 p.m. and woke up at 2 a.m. thinking, why my alarm didn't ring yet? I was too excited for day 1 to start, but I was nervous too. 2 hours of sitting was just too much. For the first try, it's too much. At 4 a.m. I woke up and I made sure that more cushion was added for extra comfort. The night before, I did research about Burmese postures and decided to try it today. I rested my knee on the floor and didn't even cross my legs. My legs were almost apart from each other to help me stay away from the pain for as long as possible. So I actually felt a bit more comfortable, but after a while the top layer of my seat shifted and I felt so much pressure on one side. I got pains and needles that tortured me, but they were easier to handle. A quiet morning didn't really help make my medicine easier. I had less thoughts coming into my mind than yesterday, and they tended to stay shorter too. I thought if my cushion was set right, I probably had a better experience. I managed to sit all the way to 1 hour 15 minutes before I stopped my meditation. When the tingling was no longer bearable, I remember there were a few videos about open-closing sequence on the website. So they are actually the sequence that you can do to maintain your spinal health and release the tension. Yeah, they are called the recovery position, which you can use at meditating positions as well. They're called the Bushman squats, the forward bend, or it's called Padahastasana. The Tadasana or the Cobra Bhujangasana, the spin or the Salamba or Bhujangasana, all the hard way to say. So doing these positions look like you're practicing doing yoga during meditation, but it's not about stretching your body as in yoga. The main point here is to maintain your focus while releasing your tension. Believe me, I had no idea what these positions were for as first when I look at the website, but I guess I could try it now to when I was meditating when a lot of tension built up in my leg, and I think it will help, and it did help. I felt much better after this sequence, but my focus was lost too. The rest of my meditation was not easy. I lost my focus and I could only stay for about 30 minutes after I started doing my sequence. So lots of thoughts that I forgot long ago suddenly came back. One of them was one occasion when I scratched someone's car. I showed him my license and contact him, my license and contact after the accident, but I never intended to pay for the damage, no matter how much he tried to contact me. Oh, the regret feeling. fill up my mind. I try to say no, send them love and let them go. Well, I guess I was doing it better now. So after the morning discourse was another session of 1 hour 40 minutes. I really had a hard time finishing it because my back, my neck and my bottom hadn't recovered from the pain from the previous session just a few minutes ago. I sat for half of the time and then I decided to lie down in bed under 2 layers of blankets, and you guess what will happen? That was the end of my morning meditation on the first day. The evening meditation was shorter, that included 1 hour and 1.5 hour sessions. That was easier than in the morning. It's shorter for sure. I started about 10 minutes late. The 1 hour I did was alright, but the 1.5 hour was too long. I did a few recovery poses during the session again. Still didn't help much. I was able to concentrate better though. Today's task was to keep bringing awareness to the latter triangle on your face. And I noticed that my triangle somehow moved to the left, moved to the right all the time out of my face. Why? It's here. Pain in my bottom was killing me. I even thought maybe something was wrong with my body, as the pain was always on my right. The last 30 minutes before bed were question and answer. So I was up. That's the most enjoyable part because I don't have to meditate. David said today's goal was to sharpen the tool, which was mine, to keep coming back to the breath. He would talk about how to deal with the pain on day 3. Today only day 1. But rest assured that the pain would get easier and easier to handle each time. I felt a bit relieved to hear that because my main problem with the meditation was the constant pain. I couldn't sleep at 10 p.m. Maybe I slept at 4 p.m. Finally I sleep. Day 2. Waking up at 4 a.m. on a cold night was pretty daunting. Wasn't as easy as the day before. I told myself there was only 10 days. I passed 1 day, which is 10% now. I can do it. My motivation to work on the 20% day completed. I sat with 2 clothes on and 2 layers of donut on my legs. After 30 minutes, the pin and needles started, but I carry on. However, later the pain from my bottom, my neck and my back was unbearable. I couldn't just forget it and focus on the breath. After 1 hour, I really needed to change position a lot. And when I did so, the focus was always not as good. Finally, I had to skip the last 15 minutes. Morning discuss, David said that just try to push over the limit a little bit when you encounter the pain before you have to move. So put it in mind. Remember, today focus on a small triangle on the nose from the upper lip tip to the 2 nostrils here. The second meditation went for 1 hour 40 minutes. My smaller triangle keep moving to the left and the right again. I stayed longer with the pins and needles. I couldn't deal with the back pain that came back so quickly. So I started to change position and lost focus again. Even lying down completely wasn't easier because it was too cold without a blanket on. From the minute 30th, I kept opening my eyes to check how much time left. And on the screen, I saw David still sitting there silently, like that. It was amazing. I know I would not be able to finish my 1 hour 40 minutes because I got a kid coming at 7:30. Meanwhile, the meditation finished at 8 o'clock, so I will be able to finish at 7:30. Well, right now I just have to sit until that kid comes, which is 30 minutes early. But for me, waiting for that knock from the door from that kid was still so long. I just need a nap. I don't know how effective my meditation was because I kept thinking about quitting. My back was in pain all day. I actually called for sick leave on that day. I couldn't go to work. So in the evening, the evening meditation session, the first 1 hour got easier as always. That's my favorite part. As I was busy searching how to deal with back pain, I started late again. So I finished 10 minutes less. So I remember that important to keep my knee touch the floor when we sit with our thigh at a 125 to 135 degree angle to the hip socket. It is much easier to sit comfortably. It's better to own a proper meditation cushion, but I learned to create my seat by folding my blanket 3 times and sit on the corner instead of on the edge, so there is space for my thigh. It really helps me sit comfortably, because when you sit on the edge, this part will block your leg a bit, so the corner you will have this to sit. On the sitting cushion, stability means aiming for a tribal effect with your pelvic seat bones and your 2 knees forming 3 points of contact. I just needed to sit on the corner of the cushion instead of the edge and make sure knees are lower than the pelvic ring. Hand reach to the knee. It helped. I didn't feel pain anymore. The pin and needle came and went quickly too. That's great. So after the discourse, I did the second one, which was supposed to be 1.5 hours. Today's goal was changing postures and still keeping focus on the 1 liter dose under the nostrils. I was able to imagine my mind standing, and my mind, all my thoughts, everything was standing and fit all in that little dot. Yeah. Still, my mind was very tricky. The thoughts came from all over the world when I lost my focus. I knew I could move and stay in a different position, so I could stay longer. But it was still so long. I kept checking the time left until I couldn't bear it anymore. I finished 20 minutes earlier as I wanted to find out how to deal with my neck pain. Whenever I found out I got a thought, my mind quickly came back to the spot without me having time to recognize, oh, what that thought was. I guess if I could label each and every thought, I could count how many of them came in 1 hour, but I never could. I forgot to mention that the recommended diet during the course, it is suggested to have very simple meals like plain brown rice, sesame oil and salt twice a day, and the last meal should finish at around lunchtime. That means no dinner. Oh my god. This would help with the focus in meditation. But you know, I couldn't do that because I have to prepare food for my kids, and I often have leftover for myself. I didn't want to waste this food, so I saved myself from making brown rice. Well, I have sesame oil and salt, but I still have to make brown rice, isn't it? I managed to keep my meals simple. I tried not to eat meat. I thought I could do that as long as I didn't have to spend too much time thinking about what to eat. I haven't tried the suggested diet, but I strongly believe that it will benefit my ability to focus during meditation. I know I made it easy for me, then the result could be limited. I wish I had my time away without kids, without family, in order to practice it properly. Really? Do I really want it? Anyway, tonight I was more relaxed in my meditation, but I couldn't complete the whole meditation time. It's hard, you know. Someday I could do that, other day I couldn't. So day 3, the morning 2 hours, what happened? It's the first time I stayed until the end of 2 hours. Wow, I was amazed too. I learned to improve the relationship with the pain so that the pain didn't bother me as much as I would, and I was able to focus more. I felt like after my first trial of walking my first step, I finally could make one step. However, I couldn't say it was a high quality meditation session. I had a few urges to see time, to get warm, and to scratch little facial itches. I think this relates to my patience and focus problems, which should be addressed and improved. I really do have this problem. I was disrupted because of the cold. After 1 hour, I turned up the heater, and then for the last 30 minutes, I was meditating well. I went through a few deep meditating moments when I just focused on the spot under my nostril, which David called Anapana. Weirdly, the spot shifted sometime. Again, I wonder if more wrinkles developed on my forehead because I kept feeling tense there when I was in a deep state of focus. When thoughts came, and they seemed to be urgent to address, but I had to let it go. I wonder if I could remember to address them after completing my meditation. To be honest, I didn't remember what my thoughts were after the session, but later on, David said that if you learn to ignore a thought, it would come back later and offer you a better solution. That's so cool. So keep ignoring it, and you'll finally reach to the core where you find out the best answer for the problem. Isn't that amazing? That really motivates me to keep meditating, as I know the best answer will come if I hasten enough. Wow. David said, during the course, you were not supposed to talk, read, or do any other things that feed your mind with more thoughts in order to keep your mind as simple as possible. But as I said, I was working and parenting. I can't stop talking, or I can stop reading, but I can't stop feeding to my mind. I knew that it was much more beneficial if you could commit the whole 10 days for the course, because I keep feeding my neutral to my mind during the day. It's very hard to keep my mind clear during the meditation. Again, I wish I could do the silent Saddhu for the best result. Maybe I will do it one day. The morning session, 1 hour 40 minutes. The second one, what did I do? I learned today that unusual posture, unfamiliar surroundings and rituals, the presence of other sister, physical pain, and most of all, tormenting thoughts can all contribute to tension. When you notice that you're tensing up, you can get relief quickly by relaxing into the pain. You can get relief quickly by relaxing into the pain and exhaling and moving your attention down into your hara. It's a fusing below your navel. Pushing pain away only makes it worse. Resistant breathes more tension, not less. Today is the first time I could sit straight for full lotus for 1 hour. That I couldn't imagine I could do that. I was proud. I dealt with the pain by waiting for it, feeling it, and not reacting. Honestly, it wasn't an easy task. I know that the pain didn't harm me. It actually went away quickly after finishing meditation. It was easier to focus on the pain instead of just a small spot under my nostril and my breath only. The session, 1 hour in the evening. Tonight, my kid went to footy training. My homework quiet, so I completed my meditation session pretty easily. I felt pain on my bottom. I had cold hand. I got some itch and I handled them all pretty well. Of course, it was very hard at first. The itch stayed so long, urging me to scratch, but I successfully resisted it. Today was the first time I sat until hearing the bell without shaking the time. I was very happy with my achievement. The second session, 1.5 hours. So after the discourse 20 minutes, I sat for 1.5 hour session. This time my kids had finished the training and were home. They kept coming and checked me out, so I could only do half of the time. Then I went to brush my teeth and came back for another half. I know it's naughty, but still I tried. However, I was unable to focus, so I sat for only 15 minutes more. I couldn't wait for the pain to come because 15 minutes felt nothing. I sort of missed the pain and waited for it to come now. Pain is my friend now. But it didn't come tonight. Day 4, morning 2 hours. I practiced for 1 hour 15 minutes straight today. Then I changed position, but still meditated until 1 hour 45 minutes. I handled the worry, the cold, and the itch well, but the pain and the impatience, which means the urge to look at the time, and get out of meditation, it was hard. After 1 hour, that's very hard. I keep getting the urge, and my urge getting so big and stronger, combining with the pain. I felt like I was so little, fighting both of them, so many enemies. So I quitted the next session, 1 hour 40 minutes. Take it easy. The evening session, I forgot to take notes. I don't know what to say. Day 5. The morning session, 2 hours. First time I stayed for 2 hours straight. I mean, without even watching time or changing position. I was probably sleepy, so I just sit there, sleeping, doing nothing. I don't understand how I did it. I was able to focus on sensations in sequence as instructed. I got distracted, but I just came back every time when I remember, trying not to quit. I kept myself friendly with the pain in my bum and my leg. I failed sometimes, but succeeded most of the time, which is great. The second session, 1.5 hours. As always, too much sitting from the previous one. I couldn't do the second one in full. I finished after 1 hour. The evening sessions. The first time, again, 1 hour. My kid went training again, so I did my practice in peace. After 45 minutes, I got a call from a friend. I heard it, but I ignored it to continue my practice. Then it was my mom calling. I got to stop and reply to that call. The evening session, 1.5 hours. As you know, the second session always harder than the first one. So I tried this time. I did try to do a bit of stretching before I started. However, I couldn't focus and only sat for 40 minutes. It's good to know that there was a Facebook group for Vipassana students doing this course, so you can ask a question or read the discussion of other posts. You will be able to find the answer to your own question. There would be a lot of questions while meditating by yourself, and that helped a lot to have most of your questions answered here. Also, there were always a Q&A session at the end of each day where you would be surprised that many of your questions was already asked and answered by David in this session, the last 20 minutes each day. Coming to day 6 now, so 50% of my 10 days passed. Day 6, the first day of my second half, the morning 2 hours. Today I sat straight for 2 hours again. I realized the first 2 hours in the morning was actually more doable than other times of the day. Although it's the longest session, but it's quiet and you can focus easily. My task was to scan my whole body with sensation in sequence. Although I sat still, there was so much distraction and I could move my sensation very, very slowly. I finished one round of my body parts in the whole 2 hours. When my sensation came to my head after one round, it go away to the leg and come back here and come back to your head. And I could feel a strong energy from the universe pouring into my brain. It was amazing. I recall all my dreams and my goals. Oh, I hope the universe will listen to my dreams. So in the second session, I could only practice for 1 hour instead of 1.5 hours. I managed to scan through the whole body before I quitted. The second session was always harder. I was more impatient and the pain came quicker than the first session. In the evening, the session 1 hour, I got things to do and I finished late, so I skipped that one. I was not here. But the second session, 1.5 hours, I tried to do it. However, I could only do half time because I got so distracted. Then I decided to go to bed earlier. Day 7, morning 2 hours. I sat straight for 2 hours without even moving my leg. But coming to the end, I opened my eye to check time and straight up my arm a bit like this. I dozed off for quite a lot of time, but my posture still remained. I experienced an amazing feeling about the universe's energy pouring, energy flowing into my brain again. This time was a single stream meditation. I tried to scan through my inner body, but I lost track. 1.5 hour in session, I managed to do it for 1 hour. At the end, I imagined the energy flow again for a short time. It's a nice experience and I kept wanting it to come back. However, it doesn't last long because in order to feel that, you must stay very focused for a long time, which I need to practice more so I can stay longer. And the evening 1 hour session, today, I was so tired. I decided to sleep for 2 hours before meditating. Since I did this course, I was allowed to sleep only 6 hours a day. Following the schedule, this is the easiest one, only 6 hours of sleep. I normally sleep for about 8 to 9 hours each day. Longer in winter days. That's why I felt extra sleepy after a few days practicing. The first half an hour of today's session, it was hard to focus. Finally, I ended up completing only part body sensation before the time ended. The evening 1.5 hour, it was a opening eye meditation. I had been longing to have my eyes open so I could see surroundings. It wasn't allowed before. Today is the first time I could open my eyes while meditating. It turned out to be more difficult to focus and move my sensation. More challenges were added today. You were supposed to look at your partner and still keep your focus. If you do it by yourself, you could look into a mirror. Since my daughter kept coming back in to check on me, I decided to ask her to stay still and look at her. But she couldn't stay still for more than 3 minutes. I went back to Vipassana and managed to scan through my whole body parts again. And I finished 15 minutes earlier than the bell. So, day 8, the morning 2 hour session, I made my meditation spot pretty cozy, with lots of cushion and warm. So I make it very nice with flower and water next to it. And it's pretty cool. I'm excited to do meditation there. But it's too cozy. My daughter decided to sleep on my meditation spot. Oh my god. So 4 a.m. I wake up in the morning. I thought, oh no. Then I have to sleep. I have to meditate on my bed. And you guess what happened? I couldn't resist my sleepiness. Then I was just meditating, and then I fell asleep, and then I slept. I woke up in the morning discourse when then I lying down again, which was actually a deep sleep. What a morning meditation. I was getting lazy, all blame to my daughter sleeping on my meditation spot. I was so lacking in sleep that I could sleep 2 hours before 10 p.m. and then still 3 hours after 4 p.m. It made 11 hours of sleep instead of 6. I slept too much. Although David said that with meditation you don't need as much sleep as before, so 6 hours should be plentiful. Then why I felt that way? I must be doing something wrong because I just wanted to sleep. I need to improve the quality of my meditation then. Although I hate hearing the alarm at 4 a.m. in the morning, I found that getting up was much easier than staying still for long hours, being tortured by the sleepiness. The evening 1 hour, I finished with no problem. The evening 1.5 hour, I could only sit for half time again. Day 9 coming to an end. Yes, I'm excited. On the day 9, I feel very good. The morning 2 hours, well, yesterday morning was pretty bad. I meditate, actually sleeping in bed. So today's session, it was bad too, all because of yesterday. I got my meditation spot back, but I could only sit for 40 minutes before I felt too cold and sleepy to keep sitting. I went back to sleep and hopefully I could meditate lying down. It never worked. I slept through until 7 a.m. and there was no second session either. 2 morning, I did not eating. The evening 1 hour, I was aware that not much time left in this course, so I decided to be disciplined. I stayed for 1 hour. It wasn't hard anymore since I had been doing 2 hours sit for a few days. It was hard to focus at first, so it took me a long time to stable my awareness to my breath. Only after that, I started to scan my body parts with sensation from my head to my neck, my shoulder, through my eye and back, then my back and then my bottom, my leg and back again, to my belly and back to my face again. I'm supposed to scan every inch of my body part, so it really took a long time. At least scanning through my body part was something to do that helped me fighting with the boredom, and it kept me sitting for longer. So it's actually easier than just sitting and focus on this nostril for a long time. That's what I felt. Mostly I quit meditation because I was bored for sitting so long and being pulled away by my thoughts. So now I have to focus on past and then next, move. That was cool. I also finished the last 1.5 hours with strong determination because I had been skipping a lot during the last 2 days. So day 10, last day, but actually not, but it's day 10 because we still have day 11. Day 10, morning 2 hours, hooray! It was coming to an end. I nearly finished my course. I was determined to finish the 2 hours today. After scanning my whole body parts, I didn't have much time left to do another round. I rested my sensation on the top of my head. David said, whenever you need to sharpen your tool, which is your mind, come back to do Anapana. That means focus your breath on the spot under the nostril here. I chose my resting point being the top of my head. You can do anywhere, you can do here, but I choose it to be on top of my head because this is where I normally could feel the energy from the universe pouring on me. I enjoyed the experience because it was also hard to stay there long because, I enjoyed the experience, but it was also hard to stay there long because it needed deep focus and a sharp mind. And then when I couldn't stay longer, I let go and stopped my meditation. It's about 15 minutes before the bell. After the morning discourse, I could do only another 40 minutes. It was always very hard to do the second one. Until the last day, I still feel the same. So as I had the morning task to do for the kids as well, and I couldn't stop thinking about them. I know, after 10 days, I still found it hard to focus. As I said, the result could be limited, and I get it. The only way to improve is to just keep practicing, and I decided not to be so hard on myself at this time. I still have my whole life left to practice. Well, if I'm serious about it. The evening 1 hour with a strong determination, because this time the time was coming to an end. I completed the 1 hour easily. The second 1.5 hours, I got my kids coming in. As usual, I let them stay and made them meditate with me. They stayed with me not for long, but I maintained focus whenever I could. I kept in mind that distractions should not stop me from meditating. I just came back to my breath whenever I realized that my distraction coming. I will not have the whole hours for me to practice meditating after this course unless I wake up very early in the morning, which I didn't do that. I hardly did that before. So I don't know whether I could do that after this course. So I learned to practice with distraction in order to bring it into my real life. Yep, day 10 finished. The next day, the last part is day 11. Finally, my Vipassana meditation course came to an end. I woke up at 4 a.m. again, seeing that my first task was meditation for 1.5 hours. Optional. Wow, I feel great. I went back to sleep because it wasn't compulsory. I know, I still didn't get the excitement of sitting in silence yet. Then the next 1.5 hours straight after that, so that means if I do the optional, that I have to do 3 hours straight, nah, I wouldn't be able to do it. I just did the next 1.5 hours required. I went back to sleep and woke up at 7 a.m. Oops, 3 hours went so quickly. I still sat for my meditation because I was so naughty already, and this was the last long meditation in this course. I shouldn't just give up. So instead of doing the meditation at 5:30, I did it at 7 a.m. Well, it was much easier today since I did only 1.5 hours instead of 2 as on other days. And after the discourse, there was only 20 minutes left. I decided you only had to sit for 20 minutes meditation, and that's the end. I decided to leave it for tonight because I was late and I should get ready for work. The whole day, I felt pretty proud of myself. I started to tell people that I completed the 10 days. Everybody said great, but I know they didn't really care much. The important thing is that I'm proud of myself despite the fact that I hadn't completed the last 20 minutes and I didn't really do it properly. Well, the last 20 minutes, I could do it tonight. That's easy. I don't think you'll have a trouble because it's only 20 minutes. That's how I completed my 10-day Vipassana course. Do you want to hear how I feel after the course? Okay, I feel more focused and I think more clear. I'm more sustainably because I can sit for long hours. Before I couldn't sit for 20 minutes. Now I could sit for 2 hours, and I can sit full lotus. And when I get up, I cannot move my leg, but it only lasts for a few minutes or so. So that means I can do it. And the next thing is I made a good relationship with the pain, and I no longer fear of it. The next one, I'm proud of myself because I'm going through to the end of the course. Although I had some naughty days, I have to say that when I didn't do it properly, but the main point is to remain meditating after the course. So I'll try to keep meditating after today as well. I'm more confident to continue meditating, and I think I adapt a good habit, and I hope I will maintain it for a lifetime. After completing the course, it's not like, hooray, I will never have to meditate again. You need to continue every day to maintain your sharpened mind, or it will turn back to its previous state, or sometimes even worse. There are 3 options. You can choose to keep practicing Vipassana. One is meditate like a monk or a nun for 6 to 12 hours a day. No way I could do it. The second option, meditating for 6 hours per day from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. or from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. After that, you can do your work and it will be extra productive. It's fun, but I don't think I can do it. And 3, the last one is meditate for 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour before bed. Then I wish there was an easier option than that, probably say 30 minutes each, but there wasn't. Well, I just choose the easiest one, which is 2 hours a day. I'll try. Any advice for my friends? Well, everyone should go for it, at least one in a lifetime. It's really worth trying. Choose the most vigorous one if you can, because you will really benefit from it. I will definitely go for the full 10 days of Vipassana when time allows. If you can't leave your home for that long, choose the one that I did, which is workplace warrior schedule. For the time and efforts that I invested in, I'm really grateful for what I achieved. Before I started, I was looking up all over the place on YouTube, on a website, on personal blogs, etc. for the experience and the results after the course, because I was too scared of the intensive schedule. I thought there was no way I could do it. But let's see how people did it. I found quite a few videos talking about how great they felt after the course, but hardly anything about how they went each day. This is what I really after, because I know the result is good, but can I do it? So most people just said that they wanted to quit on the first few days, then they got over it and stayed until the end. I was wondering if I could get over those first few days like they did, or I just quit as well. What was waiting for me and that 10 days? Therefore, after my first meditation day, I started to take notes of how I went each day so that I could share my experience to people who were still unsure about taking this daunting course. Hope it will help someone to make the right decision. And I hope you too, the one that go for it. Don't expect that you will totally change your ordeal situation after the course. It will just gone for 10 days. All your mess still there, waiting for you to face it when you come back. It actually follow you, and in that 10 days, you have to try to push it away. You said deal with it after 10 days, so that means it's still there. Nobody help you solve them when you walk away. However, you come back with a tool, which is a sharpened mind, to help you address each issue in your life easily. That tool will keep resuming to its previous state, which is dull and confused. It's not sharpener, like a knife sharpener, and it stays sharp forever. It's not. It come back to the dull state, confused state, always. You need to look after your tool by sharpening it every day with meditation, and you just know how to do it after the course. So that's what's good about Vipassana course, which is I'm really proud that I did it. I'm grateful I did it. So the last thing I want to say is I want to encourage people to donate to the cause. I'm not getting paid by Yogilab, but I can't resist sharing my great experience and spreading their name to the whole world. Once you experience the power of Vipassana meditation, you can't help but to share it with the world. Because it helps reduce the human suffering. It's so good. Why don't you do it? If you have money, send some money, give away, make you feel great. If you can say to people about it, say it. It costs you nothing. Because Yogilab mission is to spread these amazing techniques worldwide for free. So I wanted to reach more people worldwide. About me, besides donating myself, I'd like to make this video to help spread Vipassana to all my connections as my little contribution to Yogilab's mission. Thank you for watching my first video. I spent many hours making. Yep, making video is hard, time consuming, and use up my hours of working for real money. But thanks to the great experience I had with Vipassana, I got enough motivation to make it and share it with the world. I hope you can take away some good information. Please subscribe to my channel for more video coming. If you have any question, you could drop a comment below. I'll try my best to answer with all my knowledge. See you next time.